Is your content creating confusion? And let me explain. I say this a lot, but if we literally had a different piece of content or a different topic of content for 365 days a year, right? 365 pieces of content in a year that are all different subjects, our audience is confused. They legit have no idea what you're about. They legit have no idea what you stand for. They have no idea what you're an expert of. They're confused. I've said this before, and I've even been in this situation where I've literally get tired of hearing myself talk sometimes, especially when it comes about visibility and content and what content can do for you and blah, 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 all these things, and video and how I'm an introvert and all these things. I get tired of hearing myself talk sometimes. You know what? That's good. Because that means that some of my audience is starting to get the message to drive home. So let's talk about this a second. And I don't even know if I have a piece of paper that I can kind of share this with, but we're going to, hopefully this works. Okay, let's see if I got a marker here. So let's say this is a map. Oh, of course, it's not going to write very good. This is what happens when you're live. And you literally just have a split second thought, oh, I'm going to draw. Let's see if this one works. Ah, there we go. So we're going to draw a really janky calendar that doesn't even have 7 days, but you're going to get the picture, okay? So let's say we're only posting on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because I only got 4 days. We're going to skip Monday. Monday's a CEO day, so that for me, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so let's say, all right, you post your like a subject here, right? Whatever subject is, right? And you have all the people have been following you, right? That have seen that, right? And then you post, you talk about the other subject here. Let's say a different subject. And then all the people that have been following you are like, wait a minute, that's really different. But then you have somebody who comes in and follows you one time, but that's not the thing that they really need. And they listen to that first piece of content and they're really confused. And they're like, yeah, no, I don't need that. And then the same thing happens here, and the same thing happens here, and the same thing happens here. So when you have people coming in, you're talking about different things. So they find you here, and then you're different here, you're different here. And then they find you here, and you're different here, and you're different here, and you're different here. And they're like, wait a minute, what does she do? How can she help me? How can she support me? What? But for example, I talk about visibility. If I say something about visibility, like let's say I'm talking about sales, easier with visibility. If I talk about content, more potent with visibility, right? If I talk about how you show up, visibility. If I talk about marketing, visibility. So I seed visibility into everything that I do, right? As much as I possibly can. I talked about this on another video, but like Denise Duffield Thomas says, all roads lead to boot camp, right? All roads lead to visibility. Well, do all roads lead for you? What is that one thing that you are known for? I was listening to a training last week, I think, and they were talking about you get to be known for that one thing. It doesn't mean that you can't teach other things. It doesn't mean that you can't be other things, but you get known for that one thing. My mentor was really just all over social media, and she became known as the TikTok queen, and she got to be like put in other positions and situations to teach other things because of that knowledge, right? I'm known as the visibility queen. It does not mean that I can't talk about being uncomfortable. It doesn't mean I can't talk about marketing. It doesn't mean I can't talk about strategy. It doesn't mean I can't talk about business growth. I can't talk about sales. I can't talk about mindset. I can't talk about money. I can. Because I have positioned myself as the visibility queen. That is who I am deep down to the core. That is who I started out as. That is who I showed up as. That is what I taught. That is what I believe. It is still what I believe, even if it's changed and it's evolved. It's still who I am. I am the introvert who refused to get on video, who finally gave up not being on video, got uncomfortable, changed her life, got on video, changed her business. And then figured out all these other ways to become visible. besides video. So when you think about your content, I want you to look back, like go to your Facebook, go to your Instagram grid, go to something. And I want you to look back at the like the last 7 to 10 posts. How much are you talking about the same thing? How much are you like one is here and one is there? And it's so confusing that even you are like, dang, I'm confusing myself. I can't even imagine how my audience must feel. You get to be congruent. I talked about this before. We run ads. And so one of the things you learn with ads is if somebody clicks on an ad, right, and they see this picture of a dog and a cat, and they're like, oh my God, I love it. I'm going to click on this because I love dogs and cats. And then they go to my sales page where I'm giving them a visibility strategy or giving them how to be visible as an introvert. They're very confused, right? It's not congruent. It doesn't make any sense. So what happens is they think they click the wrong link and they leave. If my ad needs to be congruent in that same moment from one post to clicking to going to a landing page, why do you think that your content strategy doesn't need to be congruent as well? It's like I have a message, I'm going to say it one time, and then the rest of my content that week, I'm going to drive it home. I'm going to drive it home. Like I am going to repeat because not everybody saw my post on Monday and not everybody's going to see it on Tuesday, but one person might see it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and one person might see it Tuesday, Thursday, and one person might only see it 2 different days. But I want them to know I am the same person on either one, whether I'm loving on them and filling their cup or activating them. The messaging, right? The messaging, the point I'm trying to get across is the same. That visibility is powerful. Visibility can make sales easier. Visibility can change your business. Visibility is what leads to parasocial relationships. Visibility can grow your business faster than any other medium there is when it comes to content and putting yourself out there as the face of your business. That's my messaging. That's what I'm always going to preach. It's what I'm always going to put out there. Let me ask you something. If I help you create an offer, is the offer going to sell itself? No. It is not a build it, they will come. Visibility. If I want you to help increase your sales, do things just sell themselves? No. Boom. Visibility. If I want you to create better content and I want to help you create better content, that is a way of being visible. If I want to help you write better email copy and set up an email automation, that's being visible because somebody opted in. If I want to help you with lead generation, it's because you're being visible and you're pulling people in and we need to find somewhere for them to go. If I want to help you create a landing page, a better landing page than you already have, that means, boom, I was visible here. Now that I've got them, like I'm getting traffic, right? Because I'm so visible here. I'm sending traffic to whatever site that I want to either collect that person as a lead or to collect that as a sale. But I'm so visible down here, they know exactly what I'm about and they know what they're getting into when they go to the site. Everything that I teach has to do with visibility. Let's gift visible. The gifts. It's all about visibility. It's about other ways for people to find you. Becoming a guest on other podcasts. It's another way for people to find you. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm very congruent in my messaging. I'm very similar in what I have to say. That doesn't mean I won't evolve and I won't change my mind about some things. I used to say live video was the only way to grow your business. I don't believe that anymore. I have proven it and other people have proven it. And I've watched their journey. Even though video is still the best way. Just saying. It doesn't have to be live video though. It's a cool thing called short form video that works really good. So ask yourself, am I being congruent? Go do that test. I want you to audit your content and I want you to go look really quick. Last 7 to 10 days. What does that look like? Okay, 7 to 10 posts, because if you're not consistent, then we're not doing that. But we're going to say the last 7 to 10 posts. What does that look like? Does it make sense? Do people know who you are? Do they know how you can serve them? Or is it very confusing? Because if it confuses you, it confuses them. Let's get visible, but let's get consistently visible. Let's get consistent content. Repeat yourself. Say it over and over. Say it in a different way. Say it in a shorter way. Say it in a longer way. Say it in text. Say it in stories. Say it in a TikTok. Say it in a reel. Say it in a carousel. Say it in a blog post. Say it in an email. We work way harder than we need to. Repeat yourself. Let your audience know who you are. Say it in multiple different ways and position yourself as the expert, my friend. And that is how you create growth. That's how you create more sales. And that is how you create consistency. And that is how you become known for what you do.